Oh, today is going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one. I've got a bunch of images here. I like mail art anyway, so I'm going to take a whole batch of images. I'm going to turn these images into a video. It's going to have fades in and fades out. It's going to have music in the background of it. And then we're going to take that video, put this script on one side of the video and scroll it. This video is actually a 720 by 720, and it will be extended out to be 1280 by 720, so we have room on one side to scroll this script on. So this is going to be kind of a fun thing. To explain this, to make a slideshow or a video from images, you bring your images in one by one and you give them a time that they're going to run. So I'm telling this image here, image 1, well, actually it's image 8, don't have a 1, 2, 3 order I'm using here. I'm telling it to load this image and loop that image over and over again for 5 seconds. Then it goes to the next image and it loops it over for 5 seconds. And it goes to the next one, and this is going to be 6 seconds, so that everything isn't exactly the same. The next one is 5 and the next one is 7. And you see going down here I had different numbers. Now, once you have all your images loaded, then you have to do a complex filter to join those images together and turn them into a video. When you look at this, you see 0V is actually the first image, because most of the programs start at 0 and they go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this starts 0V is the first image. It takes that first image, it makes a image or an image 780 by 720. It forces the original aspect of the image we loaded and pads the rest until it's 1280 by 720. It will take that image and start it in position 0 in the far left, and it will fade it in. It won't have to fade it in. The first one you just load, but you do fade it out after 4 seconds for 1 second. If you see, the video is 5 seconds long. So after 4 seconds, you fade it for 1 second and it's done with. Then you load the second video. You do the same with it. You scale it, you force the original aspect, you pad it, you put it also in 0, in position 0. But this one you fade in. You fade in at 0 over a duration of 1 second to load that image up. Then you fade it out for a duration of 2. And if you see here, it's 4 and 2 make the 6. Each one of the images you go through that with. You see 0V is 1, 1V is 2, 2V is 3, and on up. Now, actually, after it does this, after it does this with an image, it saves what it reads. It saves the result of this filter as V0. Image 2 saves the result of the filter as V1. The next one, V3, the number 3 video file, or they call them a vid file. It's a image, a vid file. You save as V3. Now, when you go down to the bottom, after you've done all these at all the different, I varied the rate so it wouldn't be a slideshow where everything is exactly the same. Then you take all these ends, the V0, V1, V2, V3, you take them down here, you put them all together, and you concat them. You join them together. And you say join, the number is 15, join the video, audio 0, there's no audio in them, and save that file. You map everything. What you're telling is when you concat it, the result again is V, and you say, okay, map V. Map the results of doing this right here. Map those results and save the video as join'em014AMP4. And I've got a little music credit in here because there's going to be music in this later. And this makes the slideshow. Now, what I've done is I made another script. It will run join'em. This is join'em. It will run that script, and it will make this video. But this will also take this whole script right here and convert to size 540 by 1050 with black letters that script. Give it a little bit of a border on the left hand side and save it as text JPEG. So it will take this right here, all this script, and save that as a JPEG file. Then I tell it to take and load that JPEG file and slowly take that file and creep it up, because see, it's longer. It's 1050 and it's only a 720 video, so it'll be clear off the screen. So what I'm doing here is telling it to creep up, slowly creep that up so that you'll see the text scrolling in the window. And if you have like a 123 seconds you want it to be available, you want to divide that by 123, because that's the timer. That's the time. It's just the way it works. It works like that. And we'll save that text to video, and that will be a video. The text to video will be a video of nothing more than the scrolling. And we're going to look at each one of these individually. Now what we're going to do is load the first image we made, the first video we made. We're going to load the text to video image we made. We're going to overlay one on top of the other. We're going to take the first image. Remember I said the 0V is always the first image. We're going to take this first image, and we're going to take the second image and overlay it. We're going to overlay it in position 725. Since the video is of the join 014, the actual image of the images are 720 by 720. So we're going to put a tiny little border in, and then we're going to put the text to video file, and you will see that scrolling video overlaid, and it will come out on side-by-side MP4. Now we're going to take that side-by-side video. What this is, at this point right here, we have taken the text, laid it on top of the images, and it's scrolling. Now we're going to add music. So we're going to take the side-by-side. We're going to load the music, and we're going to, as soon as the video or the music, whichever is the shortest, is over, we're going to stop it, and we're going to create the video, creating video from images, adding sound, text to video, and this is what will be posted. And I also told it in the script to play that on VLC Player when it's completed. All these files, all the images, everything is on YouTube, on YouTube's Google Drive, and it can be downloaded as one file. So this can be exactly duplicated. Now we will run the script. It will take a little while for the script to run, And while we do that, I'll have a little slideshow I can pop up to show some images, just so you don't get bored stiff. Okay, now we're going to do side by side. Again, whenever you make an image, whenever you make a file, whenever you make a file that wants to be executed, you have to change the mode on it. Change the mode on it to a +X. So now it will be executable. And the / executes it. There the script is running. Now this is going to take a little bit to do because every one of these is about a minute and about 2 minutes and 3 seconds. So I'm going to load some images here and talk. This is a directory full of images I have. I've got thousands of pictures all over, but in here I've got one that's just something to play with a little bit. I don't even know how many images in here. Oh no, the image, that's the what directory before this has got all the images. That's got 2,300 images in it. And because I did that with all those images, it wants to read them all now. And it's going to lock me up. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Okay. So let's see if we can open some of these with the image viewer. So we're bored stiff here while my program's running in the background. Some of these right here are actually done by a bot. If you see the Twitter bot project written on them, this was a bot that I made for Twitter. And it took images, it overlaid them, it blended them, it did all kind of neat stuff with the images and then automatically posted them to Twitter. Here's some fractal stuff. Oh, look here. We're on our next phase. Here's one. It's a generated text. There's more fractal stuff. I've got loads of fractal stuff. And here's where I've actually had a plotter that was online. I would plot the text generator, and every minute it would plot it would plot the model as it progressed. Oh, there's more of my lots of these. There's one. There's one of the down by the Immigration Bureau. Oh, what else we got here? Oh, here it's kind of neat. A little bonsai tree of the neighbors. Here's a. This was done with a palette transfer. This actually right here was a very smooth, colored thing made with JavaScript. And I transferred palettes and it changed it into a whole different effect, totally different effect. I did a lot of dreaming, deep dreams. These are deep dreams of different data sets. Now we're all this, wait. Okay, this is a text generated by, I think it read Urantia book and generated text from it. But this was generated by AI. This was a leader of mighty man in the minds of law and the First Nations. And all these works was pretty neat anyway. Okay, here's some more pictures. And hopefully this doesn't take too flippin' long to generate all this text in here. Meanwhile, you guys can see pictures. Oh, there it goes. This is the generated video from the script you just saw running. Here are the images on the right. On the left are the images. And on the left is a scrolling script that was used to make these images. So this whole effect is pretty neat. The whole effect is pretty neat. Now I'm going to post this video separately, and it will be able to be run separately with all the sound and everything as a link off of the first video. I thought if I move my headsets I can make this so you guys can hear it a little bit. This is kind of interesting to me, just the idea to do it. A lot of things I do just to see if I could do it. Could I get this to scroll its own script next to it and show this mail art at the same time? And I got it to do it, so I'm pretty thrilled. If anybody actually watches these videos all the way through, so I just say, hey, I watched this whole freaking video that you made. To tell the truth, it looks like it lost right